Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns. Massive in-state recruiting win. 5-star safety Jonah Williams is headed to Austin. What does it mean for the Longhorns? What does this 5-star commitment mean on the defensive side of the football for that staff? We'll talk about it right now, but first things first, make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. We're talking in-game analysis. We're talking about recruiting. We're talking portal. Everything that you love about college football happens here. It happens every day. So, to make sense of Jonah Williams, given his commitment to the Longhorns, we'll bring on the man who actually called his shot for Jonah Williams to Texas, On3's very own Steve Wiltfong joining us now. Steve, you called it. What got it done for Texas, landing the 5-star safety?
Well, like many recruitments, this one was fluid. Jonah Williams was one of the first prospects in the 2025 class to see his recruitment go national. With that, he was recruited for several years, was able to take a lot of visits. I think it was the last one, a trip to Austin at the end of July, that put Texas in pole position, and they were able to maintain that lead all the way up to his college decision. He told me the coaching staff is great because they check all the boxes he wants in a college. He goes, they send guys to the league. He's got family in the Austin area. Potential position coach Blake Gideon, he's really clicked with him. On that last visit, he got to see Texas practice. He got to see Coach Gideon coach. Got to spend a lot of time around Coach Sarkisian. He liked the strength and conditioning. He liked the nutrition. He's going to play football and baseball for the Longhorns. New baseball coach, Coach Schloss. He was recruiting him when he was at Texas A&M, so that was a seamless relationship transition when he got to Texas. So Texas checking all the boxes, winning this recruiting battle for Steve Sarkisian and company. We talked about a potential 5-star August for Texas on August 1. They've since landed 5-star receiver Khalil Lockett. Now they have Jonah Williams in the fold, maybe 5-star receiver Jamie French at the end of the month. Texas starting to get it rolling on the trail. Jonah Williams, their biggest win of the recruiting cycle to date.
Steve, you mentioned nutrition. They have Terry Black's in Austin, which is like world-renowned barbecue in my humble opinion. That'd be enough to get me to commit to the Longhorns, but that's neither here nor there. You mentioned something that I thought was interesting, talking about the development and getting guys to the NFL. That's not something necessarily that I think a bunch of recruits were talking about before Steve Sarkisian got there. That used to be the knock on Texas for some folks, or the negative recruiting of, hey, do you really want to go to Texas? Are they going to get you to the NFL? Sounds like that narrative has flipped here with Jonah Williams, like you just mentioned. What are they getting in Jonah Williams out there in Austin in this 5-star safety?
Well, from the moment Steve Sarkisian and his staff stepped on campus, they changed the culture of this program. They become a much more physical football team around the line of scrimmage. And Jonah Williams is a physical player in the secondary that has immediate difference maker traits right away. He's 6'3 and a quarter, 206 pounds. He can play safety. He can play rover. He can give you some snaps around linebacker positions. He can erase mismatches with that size speed combination that he brings to the table. On the high school field, he plays every snap. Receiver, 20 receptions, 474 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 more rushing scores. On defense, 58 tackles, 4 interceptions, 3 pick sixes, 2 fumble recoveries, including a scoop and score. Of course, he put that in the end zone. Anytime he touches the ball, he's a threat to score, JD, including special teams where he returned 2 kicks for touchdowns. Also had 2 punt returns for scores. Texas getting a guy that I think they can put on the field right away as they continue to play championship caliber football in Austin. This is one of the biggest, brightest, highest potential defensive prospects in the 2025 class.
Yeah, I mean, you were just talking about all of his stats he was putting together on Friday nights. We're showing the tape as you're talking, like the word, or the term, I guess, rather, football player comes to mind, talking about Jonah Williams. I know he's listed as a safety, but obviously a massive get for Texas on a number of levels with the impact he's going to have. Well, Jonah Williams is headed to Texas. Steve, thanks so much for jumping on and breaking all this down. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.